Hi, live from Florida. My name is Vlad Yeliseyev, and I'm going to talk to you about the art materials, watercolor art materials in particular. Let's start with the brushes. I'm going to show you the stock which I'm using. If you would like to see it better, let's go to my top camera. Here we are. And this is my roster. Here we go. What I'm going to do here is to show you the two types of brushes right here. One, we call it mop brushes, and these are made of natural fiber. This is squirrel at this point. Another one is synthetic brush, and that brush has a Teflon synthetic fiber, and it's very pointy. So the purpose of these two brushes is markedly different. If I am going to show you here how much water can carry each of them, you will see immediately. I'm going to use some sepia here. I'm loading the brush on my palette, and I'm going to go from the top down, and then we'll see how far I can go without reloading it. Look, it's still going. Basically, I reached the end. Now, my largest synthetic brush, though, I'm having even hard time loading it. Let's start with same width, and we're going down. Oops, I reloaded, sorry. It's just I felt that. I think we're done here. Look, it's less than half, to be honest with you, can this. But the significance about these brushes is not about how much water it carries. The strength of it is about that it's much more versatile brush. I can make a very thin lines here. Look at this. I can do calligraphy with this brush. I can paint branches with this brush, electrical poles, etc., etc. I have another one, which is even better for this. It's called sword liner. If I'm going to load this brush, and then remove some paint from it, I can paint for you a variety of thickness here. Look at this. With one go, I can go from the hairline here, brush to stroke, to the medium and very, very thick. So that is the brush I use most for my calligraphy work. If I need to, very long lines. It can actually even paint the hairline. Look at this. Imagine I have some electrical wires here and this and that. That brush can produce extremely thin lines. I think you're having a hard time even to see it right here. Okay. The paper I'm using is hammermill paper with rough surface. It's not very, very rough. And actually, I like it. It's about just right. The paper I use is 140 pounds. Which is not very thick. It's not like a cardboard or something, but it has a very nice buttery feel. I feel like when I apply my watercolors, it creates a very, very nice dry brush effect right here. For instance, I'm going to just paint the tree, and you can see that it's pretty smooth in this area and very rough looking over there. Of course, synthetic fiber helps. Did you notice I hold my brush differently? Not like this kind of hold, but sideways. And that actually helps me to apply watercolor using the side, sort of this bristle against the watercolor paper. So I can darken this and then mixing my greens. Did you notice we're going to talk about color mixing later? Now I'm going in another, of course, video. So while it's still wet, I can add darker. I can add darker right into this. Still pretty wet. Huh? And then we get the tree using this fantastic, I repeat, very versatile brushes. What else I'm using here while I'm painting? Before I paint, I'm using pencil, of course. This pencil has an HB lead, which is good for watercolor paper. I can erase it without much damaging paper or not damaging at all using this plastic eraser. And that is really gentle to the surface of it without damaging it. Another pencil, markedly different in appearance, has much softer lead, and I'm using that lead for sketching. You see it, I can get a very dark shade with it, and this is normal one. So it's very, very, very different. Another couple of words about my colors I'm using right here. Let me show you my palette, and let me remove my background so it would be clean. So what I have here is the range of yellows, range of blues right here, starting with indigo, and a range of reds, okay? And they're grouped like this. When I mix my yellows, greens, this is going to be this part, the reds, this part, and the blue, this part. And of course, I intermix them at will. The palette has 3 flat surfaces for mixing my pigment, which is very important. And they're pretty large. Let's talk about colors. Maybe we should. This is cad yellow, yellow ochre gold. And as you can see, I use 2 sections for one color because I use so much and I don't want to refill them every time. Burnt sienna. There is darker brown, sepia, burnt umber. That is indigo, I mentioned already. Ultramarine, cobalt blue, cerulean blue, teal color. I live in Florida. Very useful for painting waters here. Dioxazine violet, alizarin, and cadmium red light. And that's, my friends, about it. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope that you will have a very, very good week ahead of us. And that is going to be, hold on, natural background. We're going to turn on this and we're going to this camera. Until next time, see you soon. Bye-bye. Have a good day.